Okay. Okay, so it didn't take very long for excuse me, for my pre-recorded tier list of Mass Effect 2 re-romances to become completely obsolete. Um, Also, I realized after the fact that Miranda was the one um, Mass Effect 2 romanceable, fully romanceable Mass Effect 2 woman that we hadn't yet romanced. Like, I kind of, like, part of me suspected that maybe this could happen, but, um, and was somewhat open to the possibility. But, like, it was, like, right there at the moment. Like, it was, it just reminds me of, like, that meme. I don't know what it's from. Like, where it's like that smile, that damn smile. Because it was like, just it started with Whimsy just honestly saying that, like, I like seeing you smile, and then Miranda just responded to that by, like, putting her arm on our shoulder, and then I just I just in that moment, like, I felt Whimsy feel something, and she's like, oh, like, I think she, for the record, she also, like, discussed adding Miranda to the coterie, as it were. That's just the term I'm gonna use. I'm not sure how strictly appropriate it is. It just it just sounds better than calling it a harem. Um, but I guess this is just Whimsy. She loves everybody. Um, I think the only, like, romanceable character that would, a romanceable female character that we may not romance in any capacity for the entire trilogy would be Samara, and I've already kind of explained that. But, like, on the plus side, the tier list is going to be a lot more interesting. Um, I mean, the only problem is we can't really rank the male romances because they're mostly not applicable aside from Garrus. There also probably would be the subcategory that is most likely going to might potentially come into play for Mass Effect 3. I should have tried to queue up the a video of all of Morden's talks. All of the more than sex talks. Because I have no idea if we're going to be able to see all of them. If that's even part of the, Oh, he sure used a lot of iridium.
Probe launched.
We're applying all over upgrades.
Launching probe.
It'd be kind of hilarious if,
Launching probe. Probe away. Probe launched.
If Jack is just kind of if Jack just ends up being like the only one we're gonna hear.
Launching probe.
I don't think I mentioned it during the stream, but I think that what Jack has ultimately come down to with regard to her feelings about Whimsy being with Miranda is that she just approaches Miranda and is like, if you break my girl's heart, I'll break your skull. I mean, I kind of want to break your skull anyway, but that's already established, but just give me that excuse and I will do it. And Miranda will say, well, you'll certainly try. Like, and once again, my intention was totally to make Miranda off limits and to be like, I don't know if my intention was to make her the one character that Whimsy wouldn't romance. Like, because I didn't even like realize again that I would just. Yeah, I didn't, like... She wasn't even on the checklist. And Whimsy doesn't think that way, and I don't think that way. It's just... Whimsy's heart wants what it wants. And she wants all of the Cinderella's. Of all of the types. Except maybe Yandere. Like Jack is a borderline Yandere waiting to happen, maybe, but although honestly, I'm not sure if she fully would fall into that category.
Launching probe. Launching probe.
I mean, I guess the difference between, one of the key differences between, like, I guess, a Western tsundere type, at least in a BioWare game, and the actual anime trope, is that there's an actual arc.
Probe launched.
Of helping them break out of their shell. Whereas in at least the classic anime
Probe away.
that I've seen that use the tsundere trope, usually they just remain perpetually cold and distant to the person. Cold and distant to the person that they're actually attracted to.
Launching probe.
Also, there's a degree to which Jack and Miranda,
Launching probe.
like, aren't necessarily secretly in love with I'm not sure if I say that, like, Whimsy was ever secretly in love with either of them. Because, like, for Jack, it was literally kind of a fascination that turned to love. And for Miranda, it was just like, wow, out of the blue, I like, all you had to do was put your hand on my shoulder, and after I gave you a sincere compliment, and
Probe away. Probe launched. Launching probe.
I think at this point my focus is going to be
Probe
on
launched.
kind of illustrating the different types of love and affection she feels for her various partners.
Probe away.
And how her various relationships develop over the course of the trilogy. I also have an idea for what is going to happen
Launched.
with Tali between Mass Effect 2 and 3, but I'm gonna try my best not to spoil it. Like, it shouldn't even come up as a topic. I'm just, like, really excited about what I have in mind. It's gonna require a little bit of retconning a few things that actually tap into Mass Effect 3, but Um, I really want to check something for the Project Variety mod. Like something that's like would be on the top of my request list for things that I want to see added to Mass Effect 3 to correct a problem that I have with a particular scene in Mass Effect 3. Oh, I got an Amber Alert. Okay. Let me see if I can. Oh, come on! I'm not signed into Nexus Mods on my phone. And because Project Variety apparently includes adult content, now I have to friggin' Are you I don't need to friggin' validate my damn email. For frick's sake. I'm just gonna Alt-Tab here. Sorry. Like, this is something I should have checked when, not 23, Mass Effect 3. Let's see here. Oh, like, Rannoch really comes pretty late in the game. Huh. Okay. I'm kind of surprised a little bit. That's interesting. Okay, I don't know. I don't think there's a mod that does this, which is a shame. Maybe I'll be absolutely surprised, and they will have tweaked that. I, Anyway. Sorry for that little interruption. There's something I was curious about and just forgot to look up while I was not streaming, and
Launching probe.
I'll say this much. There is a moment in Mass Effect 3. I'm not gonna spoil it entirely, but if you don't want any spoilers, just like mute for a second or two. There's a moment in Mass Effect 3 where Tali takes off her mask, and I won't tell you the context of it, but we just don't get to see her face. And that sucks, because if you, like, it sucks even more in Mass Effect 3, where you do technically get to see her face, but it's very crudely done. If you romance her. Oh, screw you.
Anomaly detected.
Huh.
User unregistered or record damaged. Nature of incident is not recorded. Assistance is requested.
Oh, fuck
I have
you!
detected an anomaly. Anomaly detected.
Great, now I have to freaking go all the way over. Anomaly detecting probes should just be gimmies. I have seen pictures that look like they're of like a shot of Tali's face from that moment. Like, I had to
Detected an
imagine
anomaly.
that they may have,
General distress.
like, maybe
User
meant to.
unregistered or record damaged. Nature of incident is not recorded. Assistance is requested. General distress.
Anyway.
User unregistered or record damaged. Nature of
Probe
incident
away.
is not recorded. Assistance.
Scans have found something.
That's weird. Oh, it's this one. Okay. We're just going alone. I mean, this is a structurally...
It is likely that searching the wreckage would provide information about the Estevanico's final hours. Warning: disturbing the wreck could cause it to become unbalanced and fall over the cliff's edge.
I didn't realize we were doing this mission. Okay. I think this mission got a positive in my review. Like, possibly multiple ones, because this is just, like, incredible use of audio design, interaction, like, making us feel in danger even though we're really not. No, I can't remember where it's supposed. Oh, there we go. Like, this is also something that just managed to make me feel kind of tense, even though I know, like, there's no fail state. There's no way to actually, like, lose here. It's just... Some of these sections where we're supposed to hop up onto the... hop over the... up onto the cover. I'm pretty sure we're meant to hop up onto the cover, like, just don't work properly. The frig? Why would we even be able to come up here if we can't actually leap over the onto the... There's no reason for this to be here if we're not allowed to actually... The hell? This is janky as all get out. Are we meant to jump onto this? Like, I see paths that we can take. Yeah, if we can't... If we aren't meant to go up here, then what the fuck? Oh, there we go. See? It's like hold down the button or something. There's like the stark contrast between the... like the birds chirping in the background. And it's like the feeling that like this thing is barely holding together. It also just has, like, I guess, some good jump scare moments a little bit with like well-earned jump scares. Like, I can't remember how we're supposed to get down there. Like, I've never failed this mission before. I still kind of feel like there could be spots where that could happen. I don't want to risk it. Like, don't play this mission if you have a heart condition. You probably should watch someone else play this mission if you have a heart condition. Yep, nope. We've gotten the info. Get the fuck out.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Not a good time. Trying to map contamination
Okay.
vectors requires focus. Shipwide infection of human-tailored virus possible if I slip. Anything else?
I'll let you work.
We'll be here if you need me.
Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. Let's just we'll just go to the screen temporarily. While I look up a YouTube video.
Shepard.
Okay, this is from Dana Dutchy.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Actually, wanted to talk. Medical matters. Aware that mission is dangerous. Different species react differently to stress. Aware that you and Jack are sexually active, or planning to be, suggest caution.
We already seen this one,
Unstable
but
biotics dangerous during intercourse.
I'm aware that Jack is dangerous, but I want to see where this goes.
Of course, hormones. We'll be here to set broken bones later.
You have a recommendation as a doctor?
Can give biotic inhibitor to dampen neural receptors, weaken unintentional biotic effects. No guarantees. Suggest padding walls. Biotic ability also gives benefits. Forwarding booklet to your quarters. Includes diagrams, exercises, inventive uses of mass effect fields. Can supply oils or ointments to reduce discomfort. Gave ED electronic relationship aid demonstration vids to use as necessary. Past relationship with Talizora makes dalliance attractive as stress release. Still, recommend caution. Quarian immune system weak. Could kill her.
Tally is important to me. I wouldn't be doing this if she didn't want it too.
Of course, no offense intended. We'll be here to provide treatment as necessary. Minimize risk.
You have a recommendation as a doctor?
Talizora acquired antiseptic. Recommend you self-sterilize as well. Oral contact with tissue dangerous. Take precautions. Also forwarding advice booklet to your quarters. Valuable diagrams, positions comfortable for both species, erogenous zone overviews. Sexual activity common for humans in such times. Understand it intellectually. Recommend caution when dealing with Cerberus.
I believe Miranda has earned our trust. What she and I do in our spare time is our business.
Of course, hormones. Just watch for bugs. Could be planted anywhere.
You have a recommendation as a doctor?
Watch for bugs. Could be planted anywhere. Can perform exam later if necessary. Will need probes. Biotic ability also gives benefits. Forwarding booklet to your quarters. Includes diagrams, exercises, inventive uses of mass effect fields. Sexual activity normal as stress release. Still, recommend caution with Thane. Drell human liaisons complex. Thane complex as well.
Thane is important to me. I don't want to hurt him, but I'm not gonna just walk away.
Of course, hormones. Regardless, come to me when rash develops.
You have a recommendation as a doctor?
Prolonged human to Drell skin contact can cause small rash, itching. Oral contact may cause mild hallucinations. Sexual activity normal stress release for humans and Turians. Still, recommend caution. Warn of chafing.
I intend to be cautious, Doctor, but Garrus is important to me. You're not gonna scare me off.
Of course. Hormones. Regardless, come see me later. May need analgesic. Chafing.
You have a recommendation as a doctor?
Turians based on dextro amino acids. Human ingestion of tissue could provoke allergic reactions. Anaphylactic shock possible, so don't ingest.
Can you believe this, Commander? It's my baby. Better than new. It fits me
I
like
don't
a
know why
glove.
we're watching this.
And
I
leather
guess.
seats. Military may set the hardware
Yeah,
standard, but on
yeah,
a first-gen frigate,
shut
I
up.
could care less.
I was actually kind of wondering. I don't know if he would have the same advice for Tally about not ingesting anything. Oh yeah, I need to. Oh yeah, I'm trying to go. Yeah. Full screen here. Okay. And we're back. I do imagine he might have similar advice for Tally. I don't know if they wrote any particular dialogue for him if we were actually like a non-trans lesbian. Because the odds of that coming up are probably a lot more likely for Yeah. As you might imagine. We'll just have a an EpiPen on site. Just in case. My face is gonna walk in the Miranda. Okay. Steering got a bit weird there.
Commander, what can I do for you?
What can't you do for me?
Do you have a minute, Miranda?
I do. I suppose we should talk. I don't know what this is. If this is stress, or just blowing off steam, or...
Maybe I'm looking for something a little more involved.
This is no time for emotional entanglement. You and I know more about the Collectors than anyone. We know how unlikely it is that we're coming back alive. What idiotic bunch of hormones thought that now was a great time for love?
I think we saved recently, though.
Nothing says we have to start a relationship.
You ass.
You work pretty hard at not letting people get close.
Yeah, I do. So don't die. You promised me, damn it.
I haven't stayed dead yet.
Give me some time. When I'm ready, I'll come by, okay?
Oh yeah, and I think we would have also. I had brought this up before, but we would have consulted with Chakwas particularly. Maybe Miranda, but I think we'd probably trust Chakwas a little more in some regards, at least in terms of like confidentiality. But like, yeah, we want to be certain whether or not Project Lazarus has resulted in fertility issues. Because if it has, then there's potentially a silver lining with regard to our human partners, but but if there isn't, then we just need to take the appropriate precautions. that we probably take the appropriate precautions regardless of whether or not we were I'm not sure how complicated it would be to like the fact that we're trans could potentially cause some complications in terms of I mean I think I already had like an idea that basically they've worked around that for trans people who, you know, wish to both retain that part of their factory body, I guess, for lack of a better term.
No messages for you, Commander.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
But yeah, like that they just have a way to balance hormones in a way that wouldn't
Launching probe.
necessarily affect fertility. And even if that isn't necessarily viable,
Probe launched.
I would assume that chakras can establish on some level whether or not sperm counts are normal for a trans woman with our particular hormone profile. Well, there's a question that I suppose I'll wait and address when we get to the Shadow Broker DLC, which might be relatively soon, maybe sometime tonight. Because there's a bunch of information, not to spoil too much, but there's a bunch of information on the Shadow Broker's computer that we have access to that pertains to our various squad mates. And the thing is that I'm uncertain about whether or not Whimsy would be willing to pry. I don't think we have much of a reason to do other side quests right now. Maybe once we do some of the other oh, there's so many loyalty missions. the one thing I was thinking of, I think every time I play Mass Effect, I think about like what I would do with a Mass Effect series. It had to be a TV series, just no question. A Shredder ammo might be something we were interested in.
According to CSEC reports, Harkin was taken into custody, and charges are pending. Also, according to CSEC, a Drell recently passed through customs. The CSEC office may have more information.
The one idea I had would, for how I would handle, like, it would just be inherently probably a 3-season series, with each season being reflecting the events of each game. One thing I would be kind of interested to potentially do with it would be to go with part of what they intended the ending of Mass Effect to be, which is that Shepard actually dies. Rather than having the fake out, Shepard is actually dead. Now, granted, I probably would not have it be quite the same way it's presented in the game, where like a bunch like rocks fall, Shepard dies basically. Everyone but yeah. Only rocks fall, Shepard dies. Like it would be a lot more dramatic than that. Like it would be Shepard protecting one of her. I would prefer Fem Shep to male Shep. Probably with a canonical, not canonical, but like it would probably have the Shepard Tally romance just handled a little better. Did I say Shepard Tally? Shepard Liara romance. Like the only way I would do a Shepard Tally romance would be if I did it the way I'm planning here, which, yeah, like it could be. I probably would not go full polyamorous with Shepard if I took this approach. But like, if I were completely in charge of a Mass Effect series, I would at least consider the idea of having like this kind of positive portrayal of a polyamorous relationship. It could stir up some controversy with right-wing people. Like first they have gay relationships. Now they're supporting polyamory. Too woke. Anyway, yeah, I would probably still, if we don't go that route, because it wouldn't necessarily be particularly faithful to the games. I probably focus on Liara and just also make Liara the relationship between Liara and Shepard a lot more consistent, because that's like they like to hit they really hit the reset switch hard with Mass Effect 3 with regard to Shepard and Tali's relationship, and I'm gonna potentially do some things with that to kind of explain it a bit. But I'm not gonna go too far. But anyway, what I would do is have Shepard basically end up dead, like probably rescuing, protecting one of their teammates, and then basically like the end, like maybe even a mid-credit scene would be Liara, like some months later, Liara meeting up with Miranda and with Shepard's body and being like, are you sure you can bring her back? And Miranda being like, yeah. So like it would end strictly on a downer. Then at the opening of season 2, there would still be the attack on the Normandy. It would just be the Normandy being captained by Ashley, probably. Although, like, I guess it would be technically, if following the command of the chain of command, it would be captained by what's his face, the Reginald Barkley character, the guy voiced by I forget his name. Damn it. Presley. It could be Presley. The other thing I would do for the series is just make it purely CGI. Live action would be, like, even with the tech we have now, live action would be just a little too expensive for something as grand and ambitious as Mass Effect. Like, heck, Halo had its own problems a bit. Like, they had to introduce a human antagonist character just to, or quasi-antagonist, just to avoid having to have aliens be constantly on screen. So by making it fully computer animated, we can stylize things. We can make things a bit more roughly to the visual quality of like, we could potentially recycle assets from the actual games themselves, maybe polish and shine them up a little bit, considering that everything would be pre-rendered. But yeah, I don't know. Like, there'd probably be some consulting at BioWare with as to who would be considered the new acting captain of Normandy. And basically everyone would make it out alive. It's just the Normandy would be wrecked. It'd be a good like opening set piece, the way it is in the original Mass Effect 2, obviously. So yeah, I don't think I'd change that much more else, other than this is, damn it, I don't want to go into too many spoilers, but like there's a relationship in Mass Effect 3 that I'd want to focus on developing across the trilogy rather than relegating it um to
You'd think Citadel security would be the tightest in the galaxy. I see no fewer than 14 fatal flaws a skilled assassin could exploit. 8 of them existed when I was here 10 years ago.
Yes?
My associate's trying to find his son. We think a local criminal may have hired him.
That should be easy. We don't see many Drell here. There we go. One of my men reported a Drell recently. And he was talking to Mouse. Interesting.
Mouse?
Ah, petty criminal. Probably not the guy who hired your boy, but a messenger. He's a former duct rat. Runs errands for anyone who'll pay.
What was it you called Mouse?
A duct rat. It's a local slang for the poor kids who grow up in the station. When they're small, they tend to play in the ventilation ducts where adults can't get to them.
Aren't the ducks dangerous?
Every couple of months, we pull a little body out of them. Lacerated by fan blades, broken by a deadfall, suffocated by vacuum exposure. Those are just the ones we know about. More just disappear. Maybe they get sucked into space. Maybe they fall into the protein vats the keepers run. And Mouse survived long enough that he can't fit in the ducts anymore. He was one of the smarter ones, or the luckier ones.
What sort of trouble has Mouse been getting himself into?
Odd jobs for shifty people. Duct rats take whatever is available to get by. Data running, fencing stolen goods, selling illegal VI personalities. Actually, he was selling one of you.
Me?
Yeah, when you erased a file, it would say, I delete data like you on the way to real errors. Buggy, though. It crashed every half hour. The error message was about how the galaxy was at stake, and you should fix the problem yourself.
I've heard enough.
Mouse is usually upstairs outside the Dark Star. He works out of a public comm terminal. You should pick up a copy of the Shepherd VI when you talk to him. It sounds like your boy's running with the wrong crowd.
Yes, I agree.
If Mouse can't get you in touch with your son directly, he'll know who can. I'll help you if you need it.
You don't know us, Captain. Why are you going so far to help us?
I've worked Zakera for 2 years. Every day kids turn to crime because they've got no other choice, because their parents don't care. You're trying to save yours.
He faces a dark path.
We better hurry then.
You didn't tell him that Kolyak plans to assassinate someone.
We're gonna stop him before that happens, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Thank you, Shepard.
was not intentionally upgraded to full AI status. Alliance members have maintained that the VI was for combat testing purposes only. Given these findings, it is unlikely any charges will be filed.
know what's good? Alliance Corsair. The battles are pretty realistic, but it's still...
Shepard, you've recently been dead. Don't you deserve the quality and distinction of a traditional Asari burial robe? Anata's mortuary offers the finest quality burial robes, hand-spun by skilled Asari artisans. Anata's will help you leave a good-looking corpse.
In everyone's life, there is a moment when things crystallize. You can see all the roads that have led you to that point, and all the paths that lie ahead. For you, Shepard, that moment may be when you first sit in the pilot seat of the Arlos 2185 model Tenacont. For 500 years, designer Saleha Kelpion has refined this luxury sport shuttle. Each is a unique masterpiece, hand-assembled by skilled craftsmen. Visit our showroom in the Presidium today, and perhaps you'll see that the path ahead of you will be traveled in a Tenacont. The prison ship Purgatory has been destroyed following an apparent riot. Security ships are en route to the area to retrieve prisoners and guards from life pods.
And she's still just standing there. There we go.
Yeah, I can get that. No problem. Well, okay, that might be more difficult. No, it's fine. I got some Quarians who can strip the copy protection. Just costs more. Yeah, I got the package. It'll be there. Don't worry. I'll deliver it myself. That won't happen. Yeah, sure. I can get you 2 cases by the end of the day.
You Mouse?
What do you... Oh, shit. Krios. I thought you retired. Commander Shepard? I thought you died. What do you want with me?
Be still, Mouse. You can change your pants in a moment.
How do you know Thane?
Krios? He didn't... If he didn't say nothing, I ain't either.
When we heard the name, I didn't think it could be the same Mouse. He was a contact on the Citadel when I was active. He and some other children would gather information on my targets.
You put children in danger to spy for you?
Children, the poor. My people's word for their kind is Dralafa, the ignored. They're everywhere, see everything. Yet they are never seen. You gave another Drell instructions for an assassination. Who's the target?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Because the people I work for, they can make me disappear. I'd like to help you, Krios. You always done right by us, but I ain't gonna die for you.
Look, you know Thane. He wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. Do it for him.
I want to. He was always nice to us. But these people ain't nice, Krios.
Nobody's gonna know you talked to us.
Mouse, I swear that you won't be named.
All right. He came with that hollow you took of me. Said he wanted a job. I ran through your old contacts to see who might give him a shot. The guy who offered was Elias Kellum.
One other thing. That Shepard VI you're selling?
Oh shit, you heard? Look, you were dead. It was totally legal to make a VI of you.
Give me a copy and we'll call it even.
What? I mean, sure, yeah, absolutely. Sorry about the whole... Just so you know, there's 3 Volas who are patching it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about Kellum.
Human. Moved to the Citadel about 10 years ago. He was little people when you were here, Krios. He got big after the Geth attack. Lots of the big guys from before got cacked, all in them big fancy apartments up on the Presidium. Now he runs the rackets on the lower end of the ward. Shin Akiba. He's seriously bad news.
You just saved yourself a world of pain, kid.
Oh,
Yeah, right. When Kellum finds out what I've done, I won't live long. And I can't do anything about it but hide. Krios, you got any kindness for me? Put a bullet in Kellum before you go.
I didn't mean to... I should have known that was Renegade.
That couldn't have been easy.
Mouse knew more about my life than Kolyat ever did. He smiles up at me, broken teeth and scabby knees, bare feet black, a dead-end future looking up at me, worshipping the petty gifts I offer. I was the only good thing he had back then, but I left him as I left Kolyat.
Mouse said you had a hollow of him.
Yes. A foolish bit of sentimentality. I can perfectly recall every moment I spent with Mouse. He pulls at my arm, smiles. He wants to know that I'll remember him, that anyone will remember him. I take the hollow. He smiles at himself in miniature on my palm. Then a frown crinkles his brow. He pats my pockets, checking for other hollows. Where's your son, Krios? He asks.
Don't blame yourself.
If I don't, who will? We must carry the weight of our decisions, Shepard. You, of all people, know this.
Let's head back to Bailey.
For 10 credits, we offer data protection for any game we sell. If the copy protection ever malfunctions, you can download a new copy free.
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. CSEC is reporting the arrest of one Lantar Sidonis after a dramatic confession. According to eyewitness reports, Sidonis walked into a CSEC kiosk and confessed to the murder of 10 people on Omega. CSEC is reviewing the case, as Omega is beyond the scope of council authority. Executor Chelik maintains it is impossible to extradite Sidonis for his crimes, since Omega has no government.
Is that the Turian General? Oh. Okay, that's why his name sounded familiar. He's the one who portrayed Garrus. He turned himself into CSEC, confessing to the murders, but he asserted people be convicted as the murders were committed on Omega, and outside the Council's jurisdiction. Okay. It's interesting, like, what do you do in that situation? If someone you confess to a crime, a crime that you're unable to legally convict them for.
Yes?
Can we talk about my associate's son?
You talked to Mouse? Did you get the name of the guy he's working with?
Elias Kellum.
Kellum. Shit. Look, this is awkward. Kellum and I have an agreement. He doesn't cause too much trouble and buys tickets to the CSEC charity ball from me. In return, I ignore him.
Will you still help us?
I'll get some of my people to bring him in and set him up in a private room. You can interrogate him yourself. I'll stay out of sight, and if I'm lucky, Kellum will believe that I had nothing to do with it.
Bring him in. We might not have much time.
I'll make it happen. Wait here.
We've got Kellum. Tell Bailey we're ready.
He'll expect me to get him out of this.
Not today, I think.
Captain, his lawyer's here. Bet Elias has his VI set to page him if CSEC gets within 10 meters.
I'll stall him. Get in there and work fast.
We should question him together. Keep the pressure on. Thoughts on how we approach it?
I don't know. I think Whimsy would be a lot more excited to play the bad cop in this situation.
You talk to him. Appeal to his self-interest. I'll put the screws to him if he needs it.
Very well. I'll pretend to be on his side. But if we waste too much time negotiating, Bailey won't be able to stall Kellum's advocate.
Get me out of these restraints, Bailey. Pretty funny bringing me down here like this. The hell are you two?
Ah, shit. Because... well, this could be interesting. So we don't have enough renegade points to actually do the renegade options. So shit.
You ordered a hit on someone. You're gonna tell me who.
The only person I'm talking to is my advocate.
Here's how it works. I ask a question, you answer the question. You speak when you're spoken to.
Who the fuck you think you are, bitch?
Mr. Kellum, I don't believe you were paying attention.
Nice. You just handed me your job. Hit me again and I'll take your money too. I'm gonna straighten you out as soon as Bailey gets here.
Just tell us what we need to know. My associate isn't very patient.
What are you, frog boy? Our little sidekick? What, kid? You gonna bore me into confessing? You ain't shit. Come on, hit me.
Works for me.
No! Do you know what I'll do to you when I get out of here?
Keep it up, tough guy. You'll leave in a bag.
Go to hell.
Ease up. He's no use to us dead.
Are we done here? Because I got people to see. Like the guy who's gonna sue your ass for assault.
How about this? You tell us the target, you never see us again. And Bailey drops his price 50%.
Yeah? Can I get that in writing?
I don't think either of us want this in writing.
Alright. I ain't going to jail for the tadpole. And I do love a bargain. Joram Talid, Turian running for office on the Zakira ward. He messes with legitimate businessmen. I'm gonna stop it.
Where and when?
His apartment, the 800 blocks. You better hurry it.
What's going on here? Get away from my client.
You played me.
I've enjoyed our chat, Elias. Thanks for your help.
This isn't over.
Nicely done.
Wait, you got what you wanted. Who ratted me out?
I guess you have something to think about while you're in here, huh?
I'll find out. And once I have a name...
Elias, as your legal advocate, I advise you to shut the hell up.
Where were you 5 minutes ago?
Held up in traffic.
I guess it's a little more fun to actually, like, just play it out gradually.
What's the story? Why'd Kellum hire the boy?
Assassination. A Turian named Joram Talid. You know him?
Joram? Yeah. You might have seen his posters around. He's promising to end organized crime on the ward. Thing is, his message is all mixed up in race politics. He's anti-human.
Are things so bad that people can openly campaign as anti-human?
Before the Battle of the Citadel, the alien population thought we were violent upstarts. Look what's happened since then. A human fleet guarding the station for months. CSEC filled with humans. Anderson does what he can, but some people have lived on the station since before humans had starships. They see it as a coup.
If a majority votes for him, like it or not, that's how the system works.
That's a nice ideal, Shepard. Sergeant, get a patrol car. These two need to get to the 800 blocks.
Yes, sir.
There he is. How do you want to play this?
Follow the lead of the maintenance catwalks. Tell me what he's doing. The Krogan bodyguard will make him easy to follow.
Where will you be?
The darkest corner with the best view. I'm on Kira, Lord of Hunters. Grant that my hands be steady, my aim be true, and my feet swift. And should the worst come to pass, grant me forgiveness.
It's been wonderful talking with you all. I hope you'll come out on election day.
You can count on it.
Show the humans they won't get their way.
Ha! Thanks. Just remember, it's not all about the humans.
I'm on him, Thane. He's talking to some voters.
Understood.
You're in position?
Yes.
It's been wonderful talking with you all. I hope you'll come out on election day.
I'm following. Have you got him?
Looks like he's talking to another voter.
Any sign of Kolyat?
No.
I'm moving to another position. Ahead of him.
It's been wonderful talking with you all. I hope you'll come out on election day.
No problem so far. Do you have the target?
I've got him.
I'm gonna save at any point. Dang it. Is that the freaking... Okay, the Keeper is casting a floating shadow.
Can you give me an update? I'm almost in position. He's letting the bodyguard do all the work. That lets him deny involvement. Target in sight. No sign of trouble. I see him.
Got it.
I'm following. What's he doing? I don't have a good angle. What's he doing?
One of his guards is talking to the bartender. Looks like a shakedown.
I'm relocating to that. No problem so far.
What's wrong?
I got that weird feeling, like somebody's watching me.
You're running for office.
Where is he now?
He's meeting a couple of mercenaries. Looks like the same group his bodyguard comes from.
He looks nervous. Could be he's noticed you.
Maybe he saw Kolyat in here somewhere.
Also a possibility. There are obstructions ahead. I'll try to go around. Don't lose him.
Take me home.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing back here?
I'm with Citadel Health and Safety. We've had vermin reports in storage areas around here.
What? You can't be serious. How did you get in here?
If I didn't have authorization, how did I get in? You see any other doors?
There's the keeper. Never mind. Just go on through, okay?
Thanks.
Yeah, just don't let my boss see you.
I'm following. No problem so far.
Here we go.
Thane.
I saw.
He's heading to Talid's apartment.
Got my fingers on both triggers, just in case.
Goliath.
This is a joke. Now you show up. Help me, Drell. I'll do whatever you want.
C-Sec, put the gun down, son.
Get out of my way. I'm walking out. He's coming with me.
They'll have snipers outside.
I don't need your help. What the hell?
Talid, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I will.
Take the boy into custody.
You son of a bitch!
Your father doesn't have much time left, Goliath. He's trying to make up for his mistakes.
What? So you came to get my forgiveness? So you can die in peace or something?
I came to grant you peace. You're angry because I wasn't there when your mother died.
You weren't there when she was alive. Why should you be there when she died?
Your mother. They killed her to get to me. It was my fault.
What?
After her body was given to the Deep, I went to find them. The Triggermen, the ringleaders. I hurt them. Eventually killed them. When I went back to see you, you were older. I should have stayed with you.
I guess it's too bad for me you waited so long, huh?
Goliath, I've taken many bad things out of the world. You're the only good thing I ever added to it.
This isn't a conversation you should have in front of strangers. Boys, take Goliath and his father back to the precinct. Give them a room and as much time as they need.
You're doing him a favor, Bailey. Thanks.
Yeah, well, send me a Christmas card or something. I have to get back to the precinct. Come on, I'll give you a lift.
They've been in there a while.
The kid's been through a lot. I ran some searches in the CSEC archive. About 10 years back, a bunch of real bad people were killed. Like someone was cleaning house. The prime suspect was a Drell. We never caught him.
10 years is a long time. Whoever was responsible for that probably doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
How'd it go?
Our problems, they aren't something I can fix with a few words. We'll keep talking, see what happens.
Your boy shot some people. No one I feel sympathy for, but there it is.
I watched those guys shaking down businesses and threatening humans.
But he can't just get away with it.
Kid wants to make a difference. Give him community service.
Community service for attempted murder? What jury would agree to that?
None that I've seen. This would need to stay out of the judiciary. Strictly within CSEC.
Interesting. I'll think about it.
Thank you, Captain.
I might try and take a brief nap between, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm not even really sure why. Like, it might be...
No messages for you, Commander.
A number of things, like, just probably... I've been having a headache from, like, air pressure changes, because I live in the Midwest. And weather changes a whole lot very quickly.
So the collectors did take New Canton?
Yes, but my wife and daughter left in the nick of time. They're resting in San Francisco as we speak.
That's great news.
It is, but I knew a lot of good people in New Canton. Our mission has to succeed.
Thank God Shepard's in command.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Certainly.
If you don't mind my saying, you don't really seem like an assassin.
You've spent too much time fighting thugs who think custom-painted armor makes them professionals. The Hanar trained my body for this role since I was 6 years old.
You've been killing since you were 6?
Of course not. I didn't make my first kill until I was 12. They were training me. I was not to be used and thrown away. I was an investment.
You were a child, not an investment.
I've given you the wrong idea. They valued me, yes, as a resource, but also as a person. They regretted their need for me.
The Hanar? Excessively polite, worship the Protheans? They don't seem the type who train assassins.
Every species trains assassins. The Hanar are only unusual in that they need other species to do the killing for them. They have a strong grip and natural toxins, but have you ever seen one move quickly outside of water? Or fire a gun?
Why did your parents agree to this?
The agreement was made under the Compact. It was an honor for our family.
The Compact?
We live on the Hanar homeworld because they rescued us. Some of us from extinction. We owe them our lives. That is the Compact.
What exactly are the terms of the Compact?
There are many things the Hanar can't do, even with mechanical aid. They ask Drell to assist them.
This can't be legal. They made your whole race into slaves.
Don't insult me, Shepard. Anyone can refuse to serve. Few do. We owe our existence to the Hanar. We are proud to repay the debt.
I'm gonna say Hanar sounds like wimps.
Why was your race going extinct?
Overpopulation. That must sound trite to you. Humans developed mass effect drive before the problem became acute. Our homeworld, Rakana, had few resources. We hadn't even developed fusion power when the soil began to fail from overuse and pollution. The Hanar found us a century ago. They sent hundreds of ships, evacuated thousands of us. Billions more had to be left behind.
What's the state of Rakana now?
Do you read your philosophers? A man named Thomas Hobbes. When all the world is overcharged with inhabitants, then the last remedy of all is war, which provideth for every man by victory or death. As Rakana died around them, My people slaughtered each other for mouthfuls of water, crumbs of food.
But you don't kill for the Hanar anymore. You're freelance. What changed?
I was asleep for a long time, yes. I paid no attention to what my body was asked to do, but then... Laser dot trembles on the skull. One finger twitch. He dies. Then, the smell of spice on the spring wind. Sunset-colored eyes defiant in the scope. The laser dances away. My apologies. Drell slip into memory so easily.
Was that one of your assassinations?
Yes. Perhaps we can discuss it later. I've wasted too much of your time.
I might focus on most of the, I don't know. I think there's only Jacob left and then the, 2 DLC companions. I want to talk to Cassidy quick. So back to the crew's quarters. See if she has anything to say about Miranda.
There you are. It's really weird to see Miranda smiling while she's working. And it's all because of you. Be gentle with her, Shepard. I'm glad to hear Thane and his son are back in touch. It'll be hard, but I think they'll be fine. I usually travel hidden away in cargo bays. It's nice to be able to look out a window for a change. Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Okay. We got like 2 quests out of the way. It'll be interesting if we do actually finish this, like, in time for Persona 3's release. I'm probably still gonna finish Mass Effect, the entire trilogy before then. Because it is, in many ways, effectively one game, like one massive game. And Mass Effect 3 has a ton of mods that sound really awesome, so... Okay. Oh yeah, I guess kind of heads up for, well, rarely. I'm not quite sure what my exact schedule is going to be. It's probably be later this year. I've been brainstorming an idea for yet another playthrough of Cyberpunk 2077. But I've like discovered a mod that basically makes V silent, and so we could do our own voice acting for her, and I don't think it's gonna be yet another variant of Whimsy. It's still gonna be me doing the voice. It'll probably still be a trans character, just to explain, especially for explaining me doing the voice. But my idea is to use, in part, like me doing the voice of the character, as a means to kind of roleplay their backstory more than I could maybe otherwise. because the idea would be that I play a street kid because, at least the street kid life path, because it's the one I haven't played, and it also kind of fits with my idea for the character. So I've had an idea for a while for a cyberpunk character if I were to ever actually do the tabletop game. I don't know what her original name would be. Maybe Bimeo. That's like one of the. But basically, she'd be kind of like Us Cracks-esque. Or part of an Us Cracks-esque band. Not quite. In the sense that they present themselves is something of an idol group, but they also have like an underlying subversive bent to their work. If you've ever heard the Japanese band Guitaric Spin, I imagine their music may be along those lines, although with some interesting variances in presentation. I'll probably go more into it when I actually do the roleplay, but the band name is the Sayonara Lalas. And I think the idea is that their band kind of ended up dissolving after maybe a couple albums or so. I actually kind of want to try to create the artwork for one of their albums. Because I'm just very creative. But anyway, if you hadn't noticed that I am incredibly creative. It'll probably be later this year. I'm not quite sure what the actual like release schedule for other games is, so. But anyway, there are a bunch of things you can do that'll take a few seconds of your time, as well as some other things that are a bit more involved. But of course, all of that is completely up to you. And regardless, I thank you very much for watching. I still want to. I'm so used to my usual spiel. I just want to kind of start being particular, just in case anyone like just forgets what those things are. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. The usual things. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, you can visit our YouTube and engage with that if you wish. It is an alternative way to experience our stream, and as well as a way to catch up on my numerous VODs from over 7 years of streaming. Many of them don't have the VTuber thing. That's a very recent development, but it's a good way to support the channel. Let's have a Patreon if you want to support me on a more financial state and help me reach a potential goal of being able to do this as more of a living. But of course, all of that is completely up to you. And regardless, I thank you very much for watching. And until next time,